Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So happy Tuesday. Today is the start of the work week. Yesterday we had Labor Day, so the markets were closed, but the markets are open today. What is Bitcoin going to do? What are markets going to do? And what is the 70% chance in September? Let's talk about all these things and more. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Bitcoin is starting out today at 59,000. It didn't really do much yesterday. Overall, ever since we kind of fell down into this territory, we've been going sideways. And if you zoom out longer, you realize, yeah, we've been going sideways for quite a long time, ever since the start of August, but that is no longer. We are in September. What is going to happen in September to drive things forward? Let's see. The U.S. market right now starting out in the red. We have some economic data that's coming out this week. Some big stuff on Friday, but even tomorrow and also Thursday, we have a JOLTS job openings, then ADP non-farm reports, jobless claims. Those are all important. And of course, the biggest reading we want to see be negative unemployment rate and non-farm payrolls, right? I say negative because the more negative they are, the better chance we have at a larger cut, right? That's the situation we're in right now. If they actually come in better than expected, it's actually not going to be good. Well, it's good and it's bad, but right now Wall Street, the only thing Wall Street cares about is whether this guy cuts 25 basis points or 50 basis points at this point, right? And inflation numbers have come down, so the only other thing we need to see is a weakening economy and a weakening job force or labor market, and all will be well. But right now Wall Street is starting out in the red, which is no good. Now, in terms of the prediction, CME's prediction tool is still at 33%, 67%. That has not changed. Now, there's another prediction market tool, Polymarket, that has become really, really hot as of late. Even Bloomberg have added Polymarket percentages to their terminal, right? And this is where people can speculate on events, right? And right now, for the 25 basis point, Polymarket is a little bit higher, 70%. So only 30% chance for a 50 basis point cut. I think that 30% can change drastically one way or another, depending on the numbers from this week, right? When we got some big numbers, unemployment, if unemployment starts, say, going up, okay, which is unexpected in a negative way, that will help drive that 30% higher. If the jobs numbers show that we're going down drastically, right, way less jobs than anticipated, that will help push the 30% up. So I guess we'll see. But other countries around the world, Bank of Canada is supposed to be cutting, I think, tomorrow. Bank of Japan governor hints that there's more rate hikes coming. That's kind of spooking the market. Japan kind of like spooked the market earlier this year with their rate hike. No one actually at this point wants Japan to raise. Everyone else is cutting, but Japan is raising, and it's weird. They're like so different from every other country because they had negative interest rates for a long time, and that really screwed things up. So now they're starting to raise rates, and this carry trade thing with fiats are all being screwed up. But anyways, yeah, outside of them, ECB, England, everyone is looking at cutting rates at this point in this month. So the money's going to start flowing, and that should be a very good thing. Even though I talked about even last night, even though I didn't stream, I didn't make a video for you guys, even though September is historically the worst month for Bitcoin, on the right side, left side, you could see some very bad numbers indeed, right? You look at, well, 2023 was good, but 2022 was bad, 2021 was bad, 2020 was bad, right? 2019, 18, 17, yeah, I mean, a lot of red. But then you look on the right side, historically, October has been fantastic, absolutely monstrous if you look at it. Look at the last two. Look at what happened. The last two cycles, 2016 and 2020, they were the halving years. So 2016, Bitcoin went up 13, 14%. And then 2020, Bitcoin went up 26%. But look at the following year, the final year. 2017 in October went up a staggering 47%. 2021 went up a staggering 41%. Now imagine October of 2025, or we go see a 40+% gain. That would be crazy. It would be crazy, but it's not far-fetched. We have seen that before, right? But does this mean September is programmed to be bad for Bitcoin? Does this mean that Bitcoin is going to have, for certain, a red month? No, nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed at all. Look at 2023. We broke the mold. We were in green. And what's happening September this year? Like I said, the Fed is going to cut its interest rate. Central banks around the world are going to cut their interest rates. The liquidity is going to start flowing. So this year could be very, very different than all previous years. Nothing is set in stone. Right? And what happens with a rate cut, you may be wondering? Well, look at the last time. Last time we had a rate cut back in 2020, you could see the red circle. What happened to Bitcoin's price shortly afterwards? And look at where we are right now, and the rate cut's about to begin. So what is Bitcoin's price going to do then? Right? This is a very, very telling chart. Very telling chart indeed. Now, other things that indicate that, hey, September may not be a bad month. Well, the margin longs at Bitfinex are skyrocketing right now. So Bitfinex is an old exchange, mostly leverage, and they have a lot of volume based on just, derivatives. And there are a lot of people setting up. I mean, look at this chart right here. Look at this chart. A lot of people that are thinking Bitcoin is about to turn around. Look at the long positions. It just started skyrocketing up, right? Does this mean that traders know what's coming? Or maybe there's just certain groups that are setting up the whales that, I don't know, maybe they're the ones that are manipulating the market, or whales that kind of know what's happening, or just random traders that are guessing at this point. But that is since the end of August, since the 28th or 29th, where it bottomed out, for it to jump up like that, that looks very suspicious, right? Very suspicious. But anyways, those are long positions. So there are people that think that Bitcoin is going to be turning around shortly. And this individual just bought $19 million worth of Bitcoin on Binance. And this individual also holds $523 million. $500 million of Bitcoin. Who could this person be? Or maybe it's change, or maybe it's an entity. I don't know. But there are certain people that are loading up right now with September rolling around, right? But outside of these whales and traders, we know that long term, we have companies like MicroStrategy and Marathon now, and others like Semler and Metaplanet and Boya. These guys are all loading up on Bitcoin as much as they can long term, right? So besides all the short-term activity, long-term, we have a lot of companies and institutions that have implemented a Bitcoin strategy, so they will be loading up no matter what. No matter if it's a bad month or a good month, or if we're in crypto winter or the peak of the market, they will continue to load up. So long term, Bitcoin will continue to go up despite all the volatility, despite all the distractions, because there's only so many. That's it. There's only so many to go around, right? That's why every cycle, Bitcoin becomes a little bit less volatile, and also the price goes up higher. Higher lows, higher highs, every single cycle. It just does not change. And the reason for that is because there's more and more Bitcoin being removed from the circulation, and demand keeps on going up. There's nothing difficult to understand about that, right? And here's something else that's not difficult to understand: the hash rate. The hash rate for Bitcoin's network is at an all-time high once again. And you could see from this chart, the hash rate just keeps on going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Bitcoin is the only crypto where the price trails the hash rate. As long as the hash rate continues to go upwards, means that the miners are mining, the network is getting stronger. And again, the reason why Bitcoin's network is so secure, and the reason why Bitcoin is so valuable, is because there is a set supply. Everyone is fighting for the last few. And with the hash rate going up and difficulty going up, it makes it that much more impossible for anyone to try to hack the network or anyone trying to stop the network, which is basically impossible at this point, right? So this is also very, very important. Now, if we saw extended periods of, say, hash rate coming down, let's say all of a sudden if the hash rate from where our level drops to like 2020 levels, that would be concerning. But we just don't see that happen, right? The network just keeps on getting bigger and stronger over time, and it also correlates with the price action, which gets bigger and stronger every single cycle. And you know, Bitcoin, from a medium of exchange perspective, I still think Bitcoin is the greatest store of value ever in history. And even today, there's nothing better as a store of value. But Bitcoin, from a medium of exchange perspective, I mean, it already processed more value than MasterCard and Visa combined. And this was 2023, during a pretty bad year. I can't imagine what that's going to be this year or next year. And another reason why we want that network to be strong, right? But again, as this number goes up, it shows you how many people are in this space utilizing Bitcoin for day-to-day transactions and for just buying and selling. And plus, right now, on top of Bitcoin, we know there are a lot of other new innovations happening that is also driving numbers upwards too, right? All this is adding to something special. Very, very special. So, last few things I'll say about Bitcoin. Stock to flow model is predicting that, yeah, we are going to turn around, right? So again, despite, this is a long-term view, despite the fact that we may be in a historically bad month, Bitcoin is still doing its thing. I mean, can you even detect September from 2022, 2021, 2020? Like, you can't even see it. It's just a distraction, right? It's a short-term blip. On the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. When you zoom out and you look at Bitcoin, this is what it does every single cycle. So there are a lot of people that are complaining that this cycle has sucked so far, that this cycle hasn't moved, that we've been sideways for 6 months, and you know, this is the worst cycle that we've been through. Is it really? I think those people just haven't lived through a previous cycle. I don't think people remember how bad last cycle was. That wasn't that long ago. Do you guys remember the COVID period? Do you remember that Bitcoin fell from $10,000 down to $3,800 and stayed below $10,000 for like a year before it started rising? Imagine now Bitcoin being under $10,000. That wasn't that long ago. That was only 4 years ago. During that COVID period, Bitcoin stayed below 10,000 for like 9, 10 months before it started rising up, right? And this cycle, yeah, we hit a low of 15, 16,000, but it was short-lived. And then we quickly went up to 20 and 30,000 and we stayed there for months, and then we blasted off to 70,000. And it made us a little bit, I don't know what the right term is, but it kind of spoiled us in a way. So now people are thinking, well, 59, 60,000 is a bad place to be. It really isn't, especially if you've lived through the lows of 2023 and if you lived through 2020. You'll realize that this cycle is not that bad. It's way better than previous cycles. Way better, right? Here's something else, just comparing where we are versus a previous cycle. Again, we're doing exactly the same thing. We go through these boring periods. We may even go through scary periods. But after it's all said and done, what happens with Bitcoin? We go up. We go much higher. So just think about everything else being a distraction at this point. And the final thing I'll show you against the last cycle, the 2020 cycle, right, where we had that COVID crash, you could see it marked in there. That brought Bitcoin down to $3,800. Okay, can you imagine $3,800 Bitcoin right now? If someone told you that you could have bought Bitcoin at $4,000 at that time, would you have bought? Of course, everyone would say yes, seeing that we're at 60,000 now. But when I was streaming then and telling people to load up and to continue to hold on DCA, no one listened then. No one wanted to do that, because at that time, people thought that we were going to go to $1,000 and Bitcoin was going to go to zero. There was 99% bears out there, right? That's just how it is. Right now, it seems silly for me to say, focus on the future, HODL and DCA. But next year when Bitcoin is at $250,000, I'm just going to say the same thing. I told you guys so. You could have bought Bitcoin when we dipped to 49,000, when we dipped to 50 something thousand, when we dipped to whatever. You could have bought. You could have bought, and you should have bought. All right. That's it for Bitcoin. Even though this is a scary month, okay, this historically scary month, there are a lot of good things to look forward to, right? So you just have to stay strong, be patient, and focus on the future, and let the gains come to you. It's really that simple. Outside of Bitcoin, 3 other, I guess, sort of important news. Ripple is going to be adding smart contracts to XRP Ledger. I know there are so many people that love XRP. This will make it more useful. If Ripple, the XRP Ledger can support smart contracts, and you can now have DeFi on top of XRP Ledger, and you can have more than DeFi. You can have memes on top of XRP Ledger. You could have so many things happen, games on top of XRP Ledger. That would definitely make XRP more valuable. At this point in time, not so valuable, but with a lot of these dApps coming aboard, could definitely make it more valuable. So that's coming up in 2025, according to the article. Telegram is still facing some issues, not only in France, but in South Korea. So the issues are piling up here. I don't know how exactly this relates to Ton, because there still seems to be I don't know, the two doesn't seem to be still very integrated, but you know, we'll see. And then finally, this has nothing to do with anything, but Elon's XAI Colossus goes online, and it is the biggest training cluster of GPUs ever assembled in history. And those of you guys that have used Grok on X know that it's actually pretty damn good, right? So even Elon is buying up all those NVIDIA chips, but you know, this is all his way in terms of making X the greatest platform ever in history, right? Still waiting for him to integrate crypto wallets and integrating his payment network and possibly getting, you know, crypto payments as well, right? Hopefully those all get integrated sometime in 2025 too. That would be big. That would be very big. All right. That is pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. Man, U.S. market is looking nasty today. Nasty today for really no apparent reason. Ooh, NVIDIA taking a beating today. Minus 5%. What is going on with Wall Street? Wall Street's like selling off tech like crazy right now. Coinbase is also down. MicroStrategy down. But something like Dollar General is up. Again, why would anyone sell NVIDIA? It boggles my mind when NVIDIA is printing money like crazy. Hand over fist, no competition. I guess it's the same way. Like, why would anyone sell off MicroStrategy at this point? Why would anyone sell off Bitcoin at this point? I guess just there are people that do not understand fundamentally why they're so good. They only make a quick trade, and most of these people will realize that long term, had they just bought and held, they would be up a lot more than trying to make a quick trade. Anyways, let me scroll the comments here. Crypto trucker Mike. If I had extra cash on the sidelines, I would be buying. That's why it's important to have dry powder on the side so that you can continue to DCA long term. And if you can't, well, the next best thing is to just hodl, and that's it. Let's see. Shorts liquidated. Okay. Longs might be liquidated, even though Bitfinex longs are going crazy upwards. Sheep going to zero. No, it's not. Retro bill, so much FUD. Yes. Giant bull flag on a weekly chart. We got 3 bullish months ahead of us. Yes, I agree with you. I think October, November, December is they're going to blow people away. But we'll see about September. I have high hopes for September. We may be starting out right now in the red, but I do think that the data that we're going to get the next few months is going to be encouraging. We may get that 50 basis point cut. Regardless if we get it or not, we're going to get the very first cut in like 4 years. That's going to be huge. Does Grok have a high market cap? It's built into Twitter, so it's all one product at this point. Quentin says, I have such a hard time saving on dry powder because you're buying all the time or you just don't have extra cash. I mean, it's not easy to get extra cash. I know, I've been there before. I've lived through many years with credit card debt, not being able to have extra cash to do anything. I get it. First step, though, in terms of attaining financial freedom is to get rid of all of your credit card debt. That's important. Stop your frivolous spending. Try to find an extra way to make money on the side and get rid of your debts first. Get rid of all your credit card debt first. Right? After you do that and you live debt-free, well, maybe, you know, and then if you could get rid of your car loans too, that would be great. But if you could live loan-free, maybe just have a mortgage or rent for your house, but then you can invest. But until then, it's really hard and not wise. Buy the dip before the rip. That is true. Always true. Always advisable. Possible crypto payments on YouTube if Elon buys it. Elon's not going to be buying YouTube. He cannot afford to buy YouTube. And crypto payments on YouTube may be in the works already. You don't need someone to buy it for that to happen. But on X, it's very likely it's going to happen soon. It's been talked about forever. And he did get money transmission license for like 20-something states already. So he's doing something. He's building something. But my girlfriend gets upset when I don't spend any money on her. She may not be the right one. The best is to be with someone that doesn't expect a lot of material things. If they get it, great. If they don't mind one bit. Once you're with someone like that, then you know you're with the right person. Pleasant View Family Healthcare Center. I sold my silver bars with loss and bought Bitcoin at 65. Well, I can't say whether or not that's a good idea for you, but long term, I believe Bitcoin will outappreciate silver by many fold. Many-fold. Where's Pleasant View? Pleasant View Family Health Center. Johnny McGirdle. Thank you. Thank you. Fahad, my wife thinks crypto is a joke and will not make much money. Well, either she doesn't understand or she refuses to understand. So it's one of two things. You could try to educate her, or you could just ignore her and do your own thing. And when you do well, then you can rub it in her face. In a depression, there's always a chance to get into mega depression. Okay, we haven't been in depression for a long time. Recession maybe, but yeah, we're not falling into depression at this point. New show alert: Bad Monkey on Apple, pretty good. I hate that name already. What is it about? Sharing and carrying upload. I thought Ethereum would have blasted off from the ETF. Be glad that it hasn't really dumped after the ETF, right? Ethereum, I was kind of bearish on Ethereum this whole year, and I still kind of am because if you just look at the trends, everything's moving away from ETH. But I did say that I thought ETFs would save them in a big way. I think it has. I think it has kept them afloat, but I don't know. Maybe things change, turn around. You know, when the bull market hits, and then the FOMO train comes, and maybe people are buying those ETFs as well. But right now, they're not really helping ETH. I think even institutions, the ones that want to get into crypto, they're either buying Bitcoin, which is king, or they're looking at something that has more potential at this point than ETH, and that's everything else. Kane Van Deer Hyde. George, you got some nice cars. I love the Wrangler Jeep. Thank you. That's not mine, though. I borrow cars every week because I have a car review channel. So it's not mine, but I do like that Jeep a lot. That V8, that exhaust, fantastic. Fantastic. It's just that it's really pricey. A detective show with Vince Vaughn, is it like a serious show or like a comedy? Because if it's a comedy, I'm not interested in that. I would like to see a good detective show. I remember when I first watched season one of True Detective. It was awesome. I think season two was pretty good too. And then season three, four, whatever, it all just starts sucking really bad. Yeah. Speaking of which, I need to download. Oh, I finished Halo. I finally finished Halo Season 2. It was damn good. Halo started out being a real cheesy show, but it got really good. If you guys didn't watch Halo yet, it's on Paramount Plus. It's actually a really good show. And the guy they got to play Master Chief is perfect for the role. I need some shows to download for my trip to Singapore because it's going to be a hell of a long flight. I saved House of the Dragon Season 2. I don't know what other show I can download to watch. Desert Survivor on Netflix, yeah, but the last season sucked and they canceled that a long time ago. That was good the first season was good, second season started sucking, and then the third season got really bad. Speaking of Ted Lasso season one was good. Season two, I couldn't watch it anymore. It becomes so silly, and it's just I don't get it anymore. The premise of Ted Lasso was great until it wasn't. It was just too over the top. True Detective season one was a masterpiece. You know what else is a masterpiece? I'm rewatching Prison Break with my kids. They're really into it. The first two seasons or first season of Prison Break was a masterpiece too. I think a lot of people forgot about that show. Season 2 was okay. We're starting season 3. I remember after season 4 and 5 got really bad. What's your opinion on drinking raw milk? Sounds gross. Rings of Power is terrible. I used to fall asleep. That's why I never watched that show. Unfortunately, Bitcoin's being pulled down once again, and pulled down like $1,000 because since the start of the stream, because Wall Street is selling off like crazy. Again, you know, sometimes with Wall Street, you just don't understand, right? There's like no reason why we need a sell-off today. There's absolutely no reason why NASDAQ should be down this much. NVIDIA and Coinbase and MicroStrategy should be down today. No reason at all. None whatsoever. But, you know, that's why it's almost like a guessing game. There have been many traders that have come out. Influential, famous, rich investors has come out that says you can't predict the market. You don't know what it's going to do today and tomorrow, right? Because short term, it's just like sometimes just makes no sense whatsoever. So the only thing we can do is really focus on the future. We can predict where the future is going to be, right? We know certain things. We can put 2 and 2 together. We know that the rate cuts are coming. We know that across the world, cuts are coming, right? We know those things are going to happen. We know traditionally, end of the year, markets start going up. We know that October is a fantastic month for Bitcoin leading up to December. There are many things that we know. But like day to day, like, you know, like today, no reason for this. 0 reasons. And there's no point in speculating either. Jana Mail. Stock market's crashing to COVID low now? No. Markets are like still sky high. Update on your Lego room. No. Haven't done anything. Anything in my Lego collection for a long, long time. Only drink raw milk, dairy farmer here. It just sounds gross. What do you think will happen to meme coins like Sneebu? You mean Shiba? Malak Lopez? I don't know if you're naming a new meme or you just misspelled Shiba. They will come back. ETH will still hit a new high this cycle. Memes will still go back to their previous high. There's no doubt about it. But will they go astronomically higher this cycle after hitting their previous high? I don't know. Like Doge and Sheep. If Elon really supports Doge in a big way, then I could see how that could drive Doge up tremendously. Sheep will probably follow. But there are so many new memes now that are getting a lot of attention. I think they will ride the wave really well. Yulan Jin, almost broke. My credit cards are killing me now when prices go up. See, this is the thing. If you got a lot of credit card debt, pay them off first before you invest. And you certainly don't want to invest in crypto with your credit cards. Because we go through months of sideways action like this, you are just killing yourself with those interest rates. Never buy crypto with credit cards, with debt. Buy when you have those things paid off. Nate, yeah, market is boring. It's frustrating. You could go beyond saying boring. It's frustrating. Like there's no reason for Wall Street to be going down today. People are just like speculating. Traders just speculating. Oh, let's just sell off. When in doubt, sell off. It just makes no sense. And then tomorrow we could have a big rally day, and then it comes right back up. I mean, Wall Street just seems like it's very reactionary, right? Very fickle. Darth, Mike, I'm currently avoiding memes and DCAing the good utility coins and L1s when the market is sideways. Yes, that is true. Joe Potter, no. September is usually a down month, not October. October is a fantastic month. Left side is September. Right side is October. Jimmy Fingers, I appreciate it. Marshmallow, take advantage of cheap prices. Be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. That's right. That's right. Man, kind of sucks. We start out the day 59.2, right before my stream. Market opens, it tanks and pulls Bitcoin down. It's frustrating that, of course we know that ETFs have done tremendously for Bitcoin. But it kind of sucks when there's this coupling of NASDAQ and Bitcoin, right? When NASDAQ goes down, Bitcoin goes down. And then NASDAQ goes up, Bitcoin goes up. Sometime in the future, there will be true decoupling. And we have seen periods like that where crypto and stocks have decoupled completely. But now we're like back in tandem again. And it kind of sucks. But again, why is NVIDIA down 6% today? It doesn't even make any sense. There's no reason to be selling off in NVIDIA. Tesla's up today. But NVIDIA being sold off? NVIDIA is making money hand over fist. Everyone wants their GPUs. Even Elon is buying boatloads of GPUs for XAI. But this is how Wall Street is. It's like, oh, let's sell NVIDIA now. That's a smart move. No, it's not. It's just like Wall Street selling out Bitcoin. Oh, let's sell out Bitcoin right now. That's a smart move. No, it's not. It's the worst move you could do right now. Are you planning on getting a Tron network or staying away? No, staying away. There hasn't been no hype. It's all fake stuff from sunpump.fun or whatever it is. I have no doubt that's all just like Justin Sun and his cronies just manipulating things. AI is going to push NVIDIA to the moon along with the energy sector to power it. I don't know about the energy sector, but the AI sector for sure is going a lot higher. Gaming crypto, what do you think? It can go crazy. Gaming sector has surprised so far. Not a good way. Gaming sector have not done well at all. There's actually a gaming thing here. You could see. You know, like something like Notcoin, you know, the ton coins are a little bit different, but you look at like Immutable, Beam, Gala, Ronin, ApeCoin, a lot of these just have not done well. Metaverses like Sandbox, Decentraland have not done well. They're not showing any promise either. Illuvium, even with their new beta game out, is not doing well. Chromia, YGG, I mean, gaming sector just have not done well at all. The question is, will they? Will they come back? Will they do well later this bull run? Possibly. In a bull run, it seems like everything goes up and maybe the gaming sector gets really, really hot again. Something like Avalanche also is very, very into gaming. So if gaming sector takes off, something like Avalanche will benefit greatly. I don't know. I'm thinking so. If I was a betting man, I would still say yes. The gaming sector will take off, but we haven't seen much of it yet. Watch The Expanse. I did. I can't stand those fake accents, but I did. The first like 2-3 seasons were amazing. Final season sucked. A lot of these shows, they don't know how to end. Any updates on Shrapnel? I'm hearing some not so good things about Shrapnel out of nowhere. There's infighting and lawsuits and stuff like that. It seems like Shrapnel's not going to do well. That's what I'm hearing internally. I don't think a lot of these things have come out yet. All right, guys, that is it. September, we're off to a bad start. But that's due to Wall Street right now. Wall Street's pulling everything down, and it sucks. But for Bitcoin, historically, September has not been good. But we have good things to look forward to. And it's always a good idea to load up Bitcoin while it's cheap. Because soon in the future, it won't be. And you will regret it. Just like all previous cycles that we have been through, it's the same story over and over and over again. All right, I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 a.m., 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.